version of Let's Talk Tobago. Now in this version, we're bringing to you all the stories and events that took place in Tobago over the past week, but in a shorter and sweeter way. So we continue to keep you informed, and this week we're coming to you from Salmon Grove and Flamingo Villa. So we're going to go inside so you get to see exactly what this villa looks like while we share our lineup of stories with you. Flamingo Villa is amazingly beautiful. It has 4 bedrooms and it can sleep up to 14 guests comfortably. And it's comfortable enough to share our lineup of stories with you this week. So what are we going to share with you? Well, a new credit union opens in Tobago, schools across the island begin to receive smart garden units, and we take you to Pembroke for the THA's latest district town meeting.
Don't miss Let's Talk Tobago. Here's our schedule. Tobago Channel 5, Saturdays 6 p.m. Rebroadcast Sundays 8 p.m. Tobago Updates, Mondays to Fridays 6:30 a.m. M&D TV, Mondays 9 a.m. and Wednesdays 9 p.m. And Gael TV, Mondays and Wednesdays 11 a.m.
The Tobago House of Assembly administration is putting its money where its mouth is by going into communities to hear the issues and concerns of community members. So we're going to take you to Pembroke right now for the latest town hall meeting hosted by the Tobago House of Assembly. Come with us now as we take you to the latest installment of the Executive Council District Meeting as residents of Bell Garden, Richmond, Pembroke, Glamorgan and Goldsboro got a chance to lay out all their concerns before the Executive Council of the Assembly.
We know that over the last couple months, particularly in October and November, we had some of the heaviest rains and landslides and all of that happening for the entire island. And there are many of you who have actually been displaced, or we've had to actually move you from where you are living because it was simply not safe. That process is an ongoing process. If you recognize that there is now a sign placed at the field that specifically says no teetering of animals, that is actually one of the steps in us getting to the point, and I'm saying it here because I am hoping that the individuals are listening and they would prevent us from having to follow all of the steps.
Meanwhile, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine addressed the electricity and water issues in Goldsboro and major issues in the electoral district.
It seems as if we are almost there in finally solving the water crisis in Goldsboro for the farmers. Secondly, Tiantec has already started electrifying the area for the farmers in Goldsboro. It's not a simple fix for the Bad Rock situation. In order to fix Bad Rock, it means that we have to completely cut off that roadway from traffic in order to fix it. If we completely cut off the Bad Rock roadway, it means that we will get no fuel, for example, for the gas stations going eastward. They won't have anywhere to pass. The buses already drop people by the Pantent and by Bay Road Junction because the buses are refusing to go up.
Then residents got to air all of their concerns and get responses.
We are requesting the speedy renovation works of the Youth Empowerment Center. We started our youth club in 2013, and when we registered with the Department of Youth Affairs and Sport at that time, they allowed us to use the Youth Empowerment Center that is directly attached to the community center here. There were some issues, and then this community center had to be reconstructed, so we were left without a home.
Just last week, the valuation report from the tenders came in. The contract should have been issued already. We expect that the work will begin in this month of March.
For years I've been hearing that funds will use to fix the road. I see guys came with shovel and pickaxe, and after my brother take a pity of them, they never came back. So I want to know what is happening with Cow Farm Road.
Yes, the road is in a deplorable state, and I'm sure the guys at the PMO have a project designed for it. And as soon as we are able, we will attack that.
Do you have an idea of what is a smart garden unit? Well, in case you don't, Umadara Mills will tell you what is a smart garden unit and the purpose of the collaboration between the division in charge of food production in Tobago and the Division of Education. Listen up.
Today was the handing over of the smart self-watering system. This is the first school that's going to be receiving. Obviously, like it says, it's going to water the plants. It works with a timer, and the schools will be able at least to have that level of innovation being brought to the children so that they could see the different gardening techniques.
It fills my heart with joy to be the first recipient to receive such a device. For the pupils, they will be learning new ways of engaging in agriculture. As I said, for example, if we are not here, the watering will be done automatically, and they won't have to worry about loss of crops, and have to worry about coming in to water the plants and so on. When you have schools with small spaces like this, it will be good, so you can use it as a container device to engage in your gardening project.
We saw the importance of introducing the smart garden unit so that we can start nurturing the children not only into more attractive methods of farming, but also to reduce the impact of climate change. So these methods are just a step further into exploring the different types of hydroponics and self-watering systems that can be utilized to ensure that we have a sustainable agriculture in the future.
All the schools will be contacted and they will be receiving it. It's just that different schools will receive different levels. So as this is a preschool, it will receive the 3 levels. The primary school will get the 5 levels depending on the size. Secondary schools will get the 7 level.
From vocational skills training to budding entrepreneur, that's the story of the owner of Anthea's Designs. Producer Umadara Mills chatted with her, and you'll hear more of her story right now.
It's not just sewing, but it's just you're giving out a part of yourself when you do a product. You're not just sewing a bag, but it's like you put in your signature on what you make. They could say, like you could see, this is Louis Vuitton, this is Dolce & Gabbana. They could see, this is Anthea's Design. So you are putting your artwork there, your creativity. It opens ways for you to be creative.
37-year-old Anthea Agard established Anthea's Designs in 2021. From 2019 to 2022, Mrs. Agard completed 3 vocational skills courses offered by the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport, as well as YTEP. They are handbag design, drapery and linen, and dressmaking and design.
I'm very grateful that they offer these kinds of courses so that it could, you are adding to yourself. You're helping to build yourself other than sewing bags. Because I learned drapery, I also want to enter in that field, so it could be not just bags, it could do other stuff. And I got openings after graduation. Persons were coming, they wanted throw cushions, they wanted balances, So because of learning this course, it opened doors for me. I'm very grateful.
Anthea hopes to have a brick and mortar store where persons are able to purchase handbags and other products that are sewn or crocheted using a variety of materials. She also wishes to export her merchandise.
The feedback has been good because there are some people, they see like through pop-up shops, they would come, they might see a product, they want it custom made, There are persons who reach out to me on Instagram. They need a gift item for their loved one and that kind of stuff. People they might see like through sewing for my mom too. I did a bag for her and somebody saw they wanted one too as well, so it just opening doors.
Check out Anthea's products via Facebook at Anthea05, on Instagram at Antheas.designs. You can also call 763-0580. I'm Amadaro Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
We're going to take a break, but do not go anywhere because we've got lots more stories to share with you. Stay with us. Let's Talk Tobago. We'll be right back.
Yo, Tobago, son of the soil. My name is Yvonne Stewart, and you're watching Let's Talk Tobago.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Tobago. I'm sure you're all familiar with the TWCU Credit Union. Well, it has opened its doors in Tobago at the Port Mall in Scarborough. So we're going to take you there right now.
After over 6 decades of existence, the TWCU Credit Union has opened a branch in the sister isle Tobago. It was long in coming, but it has finally reached. This credit union was formed to accommodate and facilitate low-income families who needed a means of saving. Now, TWCU is expanding into Tobago. This milestone is being celebrated for bringing a 27th credit union to the island.
The establishment of this member-owned cooperative institution provided an opportunity for low-income members to save and obtain credit to meet their needs in an era when they were unable to have easy access to banks to meet financial needs.
For some time, due to the increase in membership and growth in status, there have been several requests from members. It is our hope that this new facility will serve as a catalyst to attract new members, particularly youth members. By the same token, it is an opportunity for members to invite relatives and friends to become members of the society. In addition, now is the time for inactive members to revive their membership status to be fully active.
Today, the fact that we are here within the first quarter of 2023 to open this branch is a very positive sign for the economy of Tobago at large. Tobago in and of itself has had a very long and beautiful and successful story with the credit union movement. Congratulations on this milestone. Congratulations on having this office as a forerunner to celebrating your 73rd year in business. That's quite a lot of years.
The TWCU Credit Union is located on the 2nd floor in the Port Mall in Scarborough. I'm Crystal George for Let's Talk Tobago.
So while on vacation in our slice of paradise Tobago, you may choose to stay in one of the very cozy master bedrooms here at Flamingo Villa in a Salmon Grove development. Now it's time to share another story with you. This time, the Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development recently met with hardware owners in Tobago to discuss how they can benefit from upcoming projects. Here's more.
The Secretary of the Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development recently met with hardware owners to discuss upcoming projects and how they can benefit. Here's how it went.
We saw it fit to invite the players around the table. This is something that I'm not sure if it has been done before, but my thing about it is that information is needed to get persons ready for what is coming to the fore. I tend to do things differently, and I like my people to be informed so they could be prepared. We are looking at Chauvin, we are looking at 400 plus units. We are looking at Adventure, I would say minimum 125 units. Adelphi in Mason Hall, that is behind the works office, we're aiming at 100 units. Now, because of the budgetary constraints, we are looking for design build finance. Are we prepared? It is not something that will start next week. I will say after we finish issue our RFP and we select a candidate, a contractor, they take another 2 months or so to get their financing, stuff like that. I would say later in the year, but we are working on a tight schedule. But I am hoping that you all could supply what is needed.
If you go and make an investment on purchase material, whether we get it from China or Spain, yes, most likely most of us sitting in the room would have to take some form of lending criteria. You have to meet some form of lending criteria to acquire that volume of goods. So it sounds like it's unguaranteed, but yet you're asking us to come to meet to have the conversation about making an investment that does not guarantee us some fruitful long-term.
When a contractor is selected, it is the onus is upon you all to have the conversation and see what you all could cement. Because we cannot tell someone how to spend $100 or $200 million. They bring in their own money, they were getting paid down the road. So this is why I'm saying, from the time the contract is issued, the onus is upon us to get and say, okay, we could provide this service at this, let me see what cost price, this is what we could offer it, and have a negotiation going on. That's what I'm asking you all to do, is get to the table.
Talking to the contractor, a contractor coming to make love, he's coming to make money. And to facilitate us, there has to be a conversation.
The onus is upon you all, because you all know the volumes you turn over. You all will know exactly what it takes or what is required of the investor. So then you are the bargaining table. Because I mean to say, what you're saying is right, is that you all have been burned before. I don't bring in anybody to be precautious with going forward. But the onus is upon you whenever it is selected. The world will know who the contractor is. And I'm asking you, just like how the joiners got together and formed their contractors association and had a discussion with the project manager. This is XYZ. And it went well.
Thank you very much, sir, and to the team that came out today.
I want to endorse what she said. And so for that, thumbs up to you from the department.
And that's a wrap. That's how we ended this edition of Let's Talk Tobago. Thank you so much for joining us. If you aren't following us on social media as yet, ensure that you do. That's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you want more information on this villa, Flamingo Villa, you can email villas@charmingwatersresorts.com, or you can call them at 682-3436. I'm Davia Chambers saying see you next week from a different location, but same time. Bye-bye.
Come on and let's talk Tobago. You're watching Let's Talk Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
That one is very scratchy, no. Good morning, Tobago, and welcome this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Friday morning. I'm really happy to be in your company. We're coming to you live this morning from the 3rd floor Port Mall, Lower Scarborough, Tobago. Beautiful Tobago. And we just got a really lovely outside shot. Let's go back to that outside shot. That seems to be the roundabout at Orkinscure. That's right, the roundabout at Orkinscure. And you see the traffic seems to be pretty light still. Okay, so if you're getting to work, now is a good time to be on the roads. Okay, even as we speak, now is a good time to be out on the roads, getting to wherever you are going. Viewers, we've got a beautiful show planned for you this morning. Remember, it's International Day, International Women's Week being commemorated right here on Updates. And so the focus has been on women all week long. But like I said, before we get into things, we've got a surprise guest, a couple of surprise guests with us this morning. And we're going to head on over into the news in 90 seconds with Adana Kombi.
Thank you, Ria. I am Adana Kombi, and here is your news in 90 seconds for Friday, 10th March 2023. 35 single mothers in Tobago benefited from devices and grants to the National Self-Help Commission. The Digicel Foundation donated devices while Self-Help Commission distributed the grants. Minister of Sport and Community Development, Shamfa Kojo, stated the distribution commemorated International Women's Day and the Self-Help Commission's commitment to supporting women in vulnerable situations, noting that it allows them to achieve equity in technology. The minister stated that a simple act like this could encourage women to participate in virtual learning programs while balancing the needs of their families. In some entertainment news, tickets for Tobago Jazz Experience go on sale today. The weekend of much more than music begins with the gospel concert on Thursday, 20th April at Shore Park Cultural Complex, with tickets costing $300. Tickets for Speyside Jazz on Saturday, April 22nd cost $300 for general admission and $500 for VIP admission, while the venue for International Night on April 23rd is still to be confirmed. There are 3 tiers for tickets. Admission to the Greens, $300. The grounds cost $500 and VIP admission is $1,200. Tickets are available at several locations around Tobago, Trinidad, and online via WeTech's website. Trinidad and Tobago signed a memorandum of understanding for a new trade agreement with Jamaica. The agreement allows for free flow of goods and services in the food and beverage, construction, chemical and cleaning products, and business and professional sectors. The signing took place yesterday at the Hyatt Regency Hotel with Trinidad and Tobago Minister of Trade and Industry, Paula Gopi-Schoon, and Jamaica's Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Orbin Hill, both present. That was your news in 90 seconds. It was great. Back to you, Ria.
Thank you so much there, Adana. Thank you so much there, and beautiful morning to you, my dear. Let me ask you, Adana, this is Women's Week. What has the week been like for you, even with the focus of International Women's Day on Wednesday?
It was a really amazing week. I had some engagements which I was really happy to participate in, including hosting one of your shows here at the Tobago Updates with some beautiful women as we spoke about the theme for this year, which is digital innovation and technology and gender equality. It was a really amazing week for me as I got to engage with other women around Tobago doing their thing, owning their space, you know, because sometimes in a male-dominated society, women have to fight for their space. And it was amazing to hear what these women had to say and their involvement in different things in their industry, in their personal and social lives.
And I mean, if you had to give one message or send one message to the women of Tobago, the women of Trinidad, and around the world, what would that one message be? You're a young entrepreneur. You know, what would you say to them?
I would like to say to them, remain focused. Keep your focus. Keep your eyes on the prize. It doesn't matter what the naysayers may say. You might feel discouraged. People might tell you that you can't. You know, sometimes there's more negative energy than positive, but you have to remain focused on what you want to achieve and imagine yourself already achieving your goal and keep pressing until you actually achieve it.
Quick question. Because of what you know now, and I'm not interviewing you here.
It sounds like it.
But because of what you know now, the knowledge and the information that you have now as the adult Adana, what could you tell yourself, tell your
my younger self?
Your younger self. Let's say I didn't want to call an age. But what would you say?
I own my age, I own it.
What would you say to your younger self because of what you know now?
I will say it is okay. It's going to be okay. You are going to be okay. It will all work out. Stop fretting, stop stressing. It's going to be okay.
All right. And I like that. Fretting, it's going to be okay.
Yes.
No use fretting.
No use.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Adana said it sure feels like it. All right. Viewers, lots of great and exciting things. And, it's nice having Adana added to our equation this morning. And so we've got, like I said, we've got some surprises coming up on the show today. We're going to head on over this morning into our birthday segment because we got some really interesting birthdays coming up today. Some really dear and special ones to my heart. All right, and this one, we start things off this morning with this special guy, and he's special to me. This is my baby brother, Elton Richardson Jr., the youngest of the Richardson clan. And, we say happy birthday going out to you, Elton. A love from your daddy, your siblings, nieces, nephew, from Josiah, your son. Love going out to you, and we pray God's continued blessing upon you. Love you always, Scotty. This here is, we've got celebrating a birthday, this lovely lady. And this, I have to say here, this is a happy birthday going out to Anthea Alfred, coming from her significant other and her entire family, wishing her God's blessings, more life, good health, and prosperity. And I'll tell you here, Anthea, that significant other contacted us yesterday because he wanted today to be very special for you. So I'm just letting you know. We've got another birthday day. This is Auntie Dora Lyons, one of our avid viewers. She looks at the program every day from the USA. She never misses a show. Auntie Dora, this is one of her visits quite recently home here in Tobago, and she had to ensure that she took pictures of some of the various sites. So Auntie Dora, love going out to you this morning from your children, Abian, Nadine, Andrea, and our families, and Sean, your 4 children. So love going out to you today, Auntie Dora Lyons. Kashka Hislop St. Hilaire celebrating her birthday. So happy birthday going out to you from all of us here at Tobago Updates. Trust that it's going to be a very special one indeed. We've got Lois James celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday going out to you, Lois James. Trust that you have a great one from all of us here at Tobago Updates. And we've got special birthday blessings going out to one of our loyal viewers, Marilyn Spence, Joe Field. Never misses a program, is always commenting. So we say happy birthday and thank you for the continued love and support from day one. And that's a special one coming to you from Julian Skeet. All right? Right there. Now, viewers, I am honored this morning to have as my guest host. I'm very honored this morning. She's no stranger to Tobago or to our viewers this morning. And sharing the spotlight this morning, we've got the beautiful, the lovely Abby Taylor, presiding officer, the Honorable Abby Taylor, presiding officer of the Tobago House of Assembly, as my guest host this morning. Good morning.
How are you?
I am doing very well. It's good to have you on the show with us.
Thanks for having me once again. Happy International Women's Week.
Yes. Thank you so much. And to you as well. So what did you do? How did you spend the week? How did you recognize International Women's Day this year?
Well, for us at the legislature, we had our second inaugural Women's Day sit-in, which was really good this year. We debated on the topic digital, equity for all women in the space of digital technology. And the debaters were so on point. They brought across points that I didn't even think were necessary in an equity debate, a gender equity debate. But it was really good. I enjoyed my day fully. I spent the day with some lovely women from across Tobago, and I'm very proud of them. It was a good day.
I'm happy to hear, definitely. Happy to hear indeed. We've got some more information to share with Tobago, but at this time we've got to go over to Tobago in Focus, and then we continue chatting.
Sure.
Over to Tobago in Focus.
Tobago will be well represented at this year's ITB Berlin Convention in Germany. According to Tobago Tourism Agency Limited's chairman, Alicia Edwards, this convention will focus on strengthening relationships with airlines and trade partners facilitated through business-to-business interactions.
So it will not be so much marketing the destination from a consumer perspective, but more talking about the ways that Tobago can be listed. As part of the operations there, what kind of connections we can make for airlines, discussions that we need to have about niche markets, etc. So it's a different kind of show. And so the marketing continues, but it continues at a different level.
In line with ITB Berlin's 2023 theme, Mastering Transformation, Ms. Edwards said efforts are continuing in moving Tobago's tourism stakeholders toward using technology to their advantage by transforming their digital footprint.
First phase is really an assessment of where people are in terms of the kind of support that they would need to become fully online, and then figuring out what we need to do to get them there so that they will be part of a portal. Because the aim of this thing is to ensure that we have a Tobago portal where anybody who wants to come to Tobago will be able to link with where to stay, what to do, what to eat, where to shop.
Ms. Edwards also noted the importance of data collection in guiding policy. She revealed plans for representation to be made to airlines by both Tobago and Trinidad tourism agencies.
So there are some discussions between Trinidad Tourism and ourselves to make a joint representation to the powers that be, to see if we can do something like that, so that even while immigration sorts out its own data things, if we can work with the airlines who are incoming, it will give us the opportunity to capture data. And information is important because it's the only way that you can make good decisions in the face of limited resources.
ITB Berlin will be held from March 7th to 9th, and it's the first time in 4 years gathering physically. The Tobago Tourism Agency Limited is a statutory body under the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transformation.
Viewer, welcome back. You're still back. Welcome back. You're still viewing the Tobago Updates morning show. And you know, viewers, in the midst of life, there is death. And we want to take the opportunity this morning to send out condolences to the Valère family on the passing of Ron Valère. We understand the circumstances surrounding his passing may be very tough, but we pray God's peace upon the family even at this time. His funeral arrangements are being made for Monday. I understand it will be in Trinidad. Tuesday, next week, Tuesday, it will be in Trinidad. And we encourage the public to reach out to the family even at this time and, you know, give them your support. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the gentleman.
Yes, I was. We were actually Facebook friends. So when I saw it on everybody's status, I was like, no, not Ron.
You were very surprised.
Yeah, it took me by surprise. My condolences to his family and his friends as well.
Yeah. And this is the time, you know, sometimes people give us hints of what they're going through and we don't oftentimes pay attention.
Very true.
So I'm saying, yeah, reach out to somebody today, somebody you haven't heard from in a long time.
Check in on your strongest friends. That sometimes this smile is masking a lot.
Yeah. I like what you said, checking on your strongest friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an eye-opener this morning. As well, the Unity of the People's political leader, Nkosi Phillips, is out in the U.S. and we got some quick pics there to show, some quick pictures there to show of Nkosi out there. All right, so Nkosi has been meeting, and this is Yvonne O'Neill, the Executive Director to Human Trafficking attached to the United Nations. We've got some other pictures there. And Nkosi is out there at the 67th session of the Commission of Women at the United Nations out in New York. And this conference is carded for the 7th to the 17th of March. Just yesterday evening, I was privy to one of the conference meetings as they discussed human trafficking and giving information even on the Caribbean and what the numbers look like, indicating that 3 in every 5 persons, I think, 3 in every 10 persons are trafficked.
Wow.
Which 3 too many. Okay, so, you know, we've got to be aware of our surroundings. We've got to know what's happening in and around us. But certainly when Nkosi is back, we will be able to have that interview and get some more of the information out there. All right, so let's tell our viewers at this time. Do I get to call you Abby this morning?
Of course.
Let's tell our viewers what's coming up on the program. Sure. So we're going to be starting off this morning chatting with Kadia Alfred, and I'm loving these young engineers who are coming on the program this week. She's a young engineer, young civil and environmental engineer. She's going to be on the program to chat with us
and
about
I'm a little
women.
bit biased because two of the persons that we are interviewing today are two guests I'm very familiar with. One is actually my daughter's godmother. Hi, Kadia.
Oh, so now the stories are coming out.
Yes, and I'm very proud of her, and of course my former colleague, Miss Darian Phillips.
Oh,
very proud of them.
Special ladies to you. See?
Yes.
All right. So like you mentioned, Darian is going to be on the program.
Yes.
And what are you guys going to be talking about?
Every and anything JCI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're going to get to know who is the woman behind the face of JCI. I know she's the vice. She was recently elected as the vice president, and so we're going to get a little background information as to who Darian is. One, I know everybody knows her from Euphoric Designs, but
Yes.
I don't think people know her in this capacity.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to hear what she has to say.
All right. And then we're going to wrap things up chatting with Cassandra Powder. She's the CEO of Re-Engineering Wellbeing Consultancy, and she is going to be talking about her book, Survived, and this is her autobiography. She'll tell us more about it. So that's what we've got coming up on the program. And so we're going to be heading over to our first guest, as we mentioned, Kadia Alfred. And there she is, ready and waiting. Hi, Kadia. Ready and waiting to come on set with us. So viewers, we want to thank all of you for joining us this morning. Whether you're viewing on M&E TV, Gael, Facebook, YouTube, we say good morning. Welcome to some of our sponsors. We say good morning and hello to Here Sanctuary, Just My Size. We've got Phyllis Grant, good morning, good morning, good morning. Sasha, good morning to you. Classic Cuts, we say good morning to you. And so many more of our sponsors. We say good morning to all of you. Lots more coming up on the program this morning. So we encourage you this morning to share the live, share the live, share the live.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Welcome to L'Image Parfait Day Spa, your urban oasis and wellness center. Our services includes massages, treatments, facials, pedicures, weight management, detox programs, and much more. Call us today at 624-1452 or 720-7474. Trinidad locations and Bonacore, Tobago at 273-7772. Let us treat you like the VIP you are.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. We are talking about women all week long. This is Women's Week. All right, the focus has been on our women hosts. And again, Our guest host for today is Abby Taylor, presiding officer of the Tobago House of Assembly. You're going to see her up next in just a little while. But chatting with us this morning, a woman engineer. She is a civil and environmental engineer. Her name is Kadia Alfred. She's also the president of the Tobago. Actually, tell us more about herself. But this morning, our focus is on women in engineering. Good morning and welcome, Kadia.
Good morning, Leah, and thank you so much for inviting me.
Let me let our viewers know that you are pretty nervous this morning.
I am.
But you're doing well so far. So just take a couple of deep breaths and we're ready to go.
Okay.
That's right. Okay, good. Now, Kadia, your field, this particular field, is a male-dominated field, engineering, civil engineering, environmental engineering. What made you decide want to get into it?
Well, growing up, we had the thought that once you were interested in mathematics or physics, that you'll naturally go into something that's engineering-based.
Right.
I mean, if we know now that engineers are problem solvers, I always thought of myself as a problem solver. So coupling all those things, when I went out to university, my focus was engineering because I loved math, I love physics, and my problem solving skills, those were the things that pushed me towards engineering.
So you were that child growing up at home when something went wrong, your parents would say,
call
Kadia.
That's correct. I will fix
Kadia,
it.
this isn't working, that isn't working, what do we do? Oh, there's one in every family.
Oh, definitely. I am that one.
Okay. All right. So you were always a problem solver. But being in the field now, what has it been like for you being a woman? Do you come up against persons, I don't want to say men, but persons who say, maybe you don't know, or they come up against you because you're a woman in this field and they figure that you won't know, you can't know, you didn't know, you don't know?
Daily. It's very interesting that still in 2023, we have that challenge as a woman in a male-dominated field. Sadly, at my place of work, I experience it all the time. I can be sitting around a table and I may be the only female, maybe two females. We are all equally educated, equally qualified, and then they will look at me and say, okay, you are the one that's supposed to take the minutes. Because you're a female sitting around the table, or you may be in a case.
You go for coffee.
Okay, I don't get sent for the coffee. But they want to take the notes, take the minutes. Or you may be in a situation where you're asking for input about a situation, and they will ask someone else sitting at the table, and you know that is yours, that is your expertise.
That's your field, yeah.
I mean, we face it all the time. When I was going to school, and the ratio of men to women, it was like 60-40. So that's still pretty good. So for us to be in 2023 and still be going through, the equity is not there yet. I mean, it's still amazing to me. But I guess that is my responsibility now to put things in place for those that are coming up. Understand?
Yeah, but how do you let your voice be heard without being disrespectful?
I always tell people that you have to know your worth.
Yes.
Right? I was never, as it is here now, being extremely outspoken is not really my thing. But I demand a certain level of respect.
Yes.
So if it is that you are willing to go with someone else, I allow them to do what they have to do. And then sooner or later you see them end up coming back to me. I don't have to fight aloud. I just have to know my worth and allow them to see it. Yeah.
I love how you say that. Tell us the difference between civil and environmental engineering.
Well, environmental engineering is actually part of civil engineering.
Right.
But environmental engineering, we focus more on environmental structures. So you will see an environmental engineer dealing more with water and wastewater engineering. You will see solid waste management, someone who deals with air pollution, so those kind of stuff. Some people, when they think civil, they only think structural engineer, road, drainage and stuff. But environmental engineer is part of civil engineering. So that's why the university would have grouped those two as the faculty.
Okay.
So that's what we really focus on, because my bachelor's would have been in civil with environmental engineering. I furthered my postgraduate studies in environmental engineering because I wanted to focus on water and wastewater engineering.
Okay. Yeah. What do you now know about engineering that growing up you did not know? What blew your mind about that, the field now that you're in it?
The thing about it is things change every day. And when I was growing up, we weren't really exposed to those STEM studies, like the STEM, like how these children are exposed to it now. So when I was going to school, when like now understanding STEM, what I knew back in the days, really thinking science, technology, engineering, math, we didn't have all of that then. So when I was growing up, it was engineering, I think, as I told you, maths, physics, the sciences, you go into it. But then when you get into it, you realize it's so much more. It's more of someone fine, as I told you, problem solving. There's a problem, and you are an engineer are supposed to find a solution without harming the environment.
Okay.
So engineering is such a wide discipline, and I think as time progresses, you see how many different disciplines, fields there in engineering itself. So before, when we think about just civil, mechanical, chemical, electrical, and computer, there are so many other fields in engineering that we don't even talk about on a regular.
That persons can get involved in.
Yes, that persons can get involved in.
Now, I see that you're wearing this lovely jersey. Tell us about the logo and where you fit in.
Okay, this T-shirt is representing the Association of Professional Engineers of Trinidad and Tobago. Tobago, I am your Tobago chapter chair. I have been since last year, and I'm actually coming to the end of my term, which is the end of this month because we have AGM.
Okay.
So the association is basically an engineering community for professional engineers. You also have students that are members, and it is where we promote best practices, standards. You know, it's a community for engineers, so networking, that kind of stuff. So we are our membership base in Tobago is not as large in Tobago as expected, but since the year started, we would have engaged in a meet and greet. And it was really well, I must say. I thank you to the engineers in Tobago who came out. We actually had 30 engineers attend this event, which was held at the terrace. And a lot of engineers would have sent their apologies. And we were amazed at the amount of engineers that were actually in Tobago that we didn't know. So we are trying to push this, continue to push so that we could get the engineers in Tobago to be a part of the association, so we could work as a Tobago body to better, or to build a better Tobago.
I love how you say that. Definitely, great minds, all the great minds on board.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. Now you're also a mother.
Yes, I am.
To a 7-year-old daughter.
Yes, I am.
Tell us what being in this field would mean to your daughter. As we mentioned earlier, it's a male-dominated field, but your little girl looking at her mommy in this male-dominated field, what is it? I mean, when you look at her, what do you think? What comes to your mind in terms of the possibilities?
I just want her to know that, of course, I would love her to follow in her mother's footsteps, but I just want her to know that anything that she puts her mind to, that she can be successful at it. Of course, I would start buying all those STEM projects, I mean, those lab kits, you know, to get her involved in it, but I just
Is she gravitating towards it?
Well, she loves it. She loves to get her hands dirty. So anything that she puts her mind to, I just want her to know. Whether they claim it as male-dominated, maybe by her time, it may be female-dominated. Who knows?
We never know, yes.
But I know that just as my mother would have made a sacrifice for me to make things easier for me, I have to do the same for her. And everybody we have to pass it on. So I just want her to know that I am proud of her as it is now, and that she can do anything, absolutely anything she puts her mind to.
When you first told your parents that this was the field that you wanted to get into, what did they say?
I did not have backlash. I have a family that is super supportive.
Yeah, sounds like mine. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's most times parents tend to push you in a direction that they want. I didn't have that with my family.
Right.
They supported my passion, and
Whatever it was.
Whatever it was. So in my entire family, we have a lot of females, and there are a lot of successful females, and that's because they had the support of what I like to call the village, our village.
Your village raised you.
My village raised me. So, see, my grandmother, praying woman, my mother, my aunt, they were always there to support whatever decision we did. They supported our passions right through.
I love that. And even as we wrap things up with you, Kadir, what would be that message to women the world over, not just women engineers, but women the world over, those young girls who are wondering, can I make it? Can I do this? Can I get out of where I came from? Can I do better? Can I make it?
Anything that you put your mind to, you can achieve it. You have to always remember to keep your faith in God. That is the driving force. And once you have that support around you, you can achieve anything you put your mind to. Don't let anything keep you back.
I'm going to take that one. I'm going to leave that right there. I'm going to take that one from Kadir Alpha this morning, civil and environmental engineer, one of our daughters of the soil, talking about women in engineering. Kadir, thank you for being on the program this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
A pleasure indeed. Viewers, lots more coming up on the Tobago Updates morning show. Our next guest this morning, and Abby Taylor is going to be chatting with her. We've got Darianne Phillips, Vice President Internal of JCI Tobago, the lovely Darianne Phillips. And she's another product of the village raising her as well, all right, or being raised by the village. So viewers, lots more coming up on the program. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
Tobago, come let we go, come till you know, come find your soul in sweet Tobago. Come let we go, come let we go, come let we go to sweet Tobago. Come let we go, come till you know, come find your soul in sweet Tobago.
Welcome to Limage Parfait Day Spa, your urban oasis and wellness center. Our services includes massages, treatments, facials, pedicures, weight management, detox programs, and much more. Call us today at 624-1452 or 720-7474. Trinidad locations and Bonacore Tobago at 273-7772. Let us treat you like the VIP you are.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tapago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tapago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tapago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tapago's at your service.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival fever. Book your passage and come on over.
Full disclosure, with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning.
Hi guys and welcome back. We are here this morning with the lovely Miss Darian Phillips.
Hi.
How are you?
I am good. I'm good.
I hope you share that live Tobago. Yes. This is going to be an interesting interview. Now Darian, let's get straight to it. I know you as a mommy, great, awesome mother. You are also a very accomplished entrepreneur. Nice plug, Euphoric Design. And you're also a very hardworking woman. Is there anything else you don't do?
Don't do? I can't say don't. But I am here today in the capacity of Vice President Internal of JCI Tobago.
So explain to me, what exactly is JCI? What I know a lot of people see the acronym around, but what exactly is JCI? What does JCI stand for?
So the acronym stands for Junior Chamber International, right? And there are organizations for JCI all over the world, literally all over the world.
Yes.
Right, over 500 countries. What is JCI? I will explain what is JCI to me, because JCI is not a stranger to the Tobago Updates family, right? So JCI to me was an opportunity for networking, because I like friends. Right? It's an opportunity for networking, and it is an opportunity for me to have personal and professional development.
Right.
Now, with that, we have a lot of trainings and a lot of projects that do exactly that. Develop an individual personally and develop them professionally.
Yes.
So we have effective meetings, trainings on effective meetings, trainings on effective leadership. We have projects, Safe and Sober Zone, that is, we try to go to events to have that zone where people could come and sit and kind of sober up before they go. We partner with the police department, so they do the breathalyzer and all of that before the individuals leave the party, right? We offer little snacks and that kind of vibe. We have many different projects. We had a Impact Journey podcast where young people had an opportunity to have dialogue with, as it relates to education, health and wellness, with a broad spectrum of things.
So you said that you were recently elected. What's the position you were elected
Vice
to?
President Internal.
What does the internal part
So
mean?
the Vice President Internal is basically in charge of the trainings, the socials, the membership, the internal membership of the organization.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. And how was International Women's Day for you and the organization by extension? What did you all do? Because I realized from kind of macroing your social media platforms that a lot of the persons elected in this interim were women.
Yes.
So what did the organization do on International Women's
So
Day?
the organization only just decided to highlight the women that were in the as president of the organization. And then, of course, our president sends out a nice little message encouraging women to focus and, you know, just continue to give back.
Okay.
Yeah.
In our conversations in the back, you said that there is also a platform for persons who aren't 18 as yet.
Right.
But they want to be part of this organization.
Yes.
What is the name of that platform?
Right.
For the
So
youths?
we have JCY. It's called JCY, and we would have started it because we realized a lot of young people who were under 18 wanted to be a part of the organization, and the Constitution states that you have to be within the age of 18 to 40 to be an active member of the organization. So JCY, JCU, Junior Chamber Youth, is there so that we could have these similar projects and similar trainings for those people before they come, and in that way we could encourage them to take leadership positions in the organization.
So kind of prepping and molding them. Okay, nice. I like that. So what are your upcoming projects for your term of office for year 2023? What would ensure that Darian Phillip leaves a mark on the JCI organization?
Well, because I'm in charge of the trainings. We're not necessarily in charge, but you know, I would spearhead the trainings and the socials. I am trying to get one that is kind of dear to me, etiquette training.
Oh, nice.
Because we find people not dressing properly to go to work, and well, we know dressing is on my ends. So we find people not dressing properly to go to work, the skills short. We find people not knowing how to speak properly, how to address people properly.
Right.
Not knowing
protocol
how to,
training in part of it. Okay.
And not knowing how to eat properly when you're in public.
Can I be part of that?
Yes, yes. And that's the thing. A lot of people think that the trainings and the socials and everything that we have is only for members. It's not just for members.
Could partake.
Anybody could take part in it.
You hear that, Tobago?
Anybody.
Reach
Once
out
you
to
see
JCI.
a flyer goes out with the JCI logo, it does not mean that you have to be an active member or a paid member to be in it. You can take part of it because it's not about developing just the persons in the organization. It's to develop the society on a whole.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, I know that you have some other projects coming up. Can you inform Tobago of the projects for 2023? I don't know if you do them by quarter or
we just kind of, for lack of a better term, kind of wing it. We work with the settings generally. So we're not going to push a project for a time where it's extremely busy and everybody have other things doing, because we want to create an impact, right? One of the ones I think I want to focus on is the Global Preneur Expo. That is, we are hoping to have an entrepreneurship week where we would encourage entrepreneurs to come to our space and sell their products, and we would have seminars with people encouraging them on encouraging other people to start businesses and registering your business. All the information that they would need to run a successful business would be a part of that.
Now, I know you mentioned that JCI, the organization, is a global one, right?
Yes.
In that entrepreneurship program, would persons attending be able to partner with other members in other jurisdictions, in other countries? Like, can they sell their products or introduce their products to different markets?
You're just giving us ideas because that's an amazing idea, right? So I really appreciate you bringing that up, because now we can do something like that.
Nice. I like that. I think that Tobagonians need that type of exposure, especially our women. We are so crafty that we need that kind of exposure to other regions and jurisdictions. I like how this conversation is going. So do you all reach out to schools and
yes, definitely. We would send, once the flyer or the proposal is prepared, we send the proposal out generally. So it would be who responds, basically.
This is kind of a personal question, because I know that you are extremely busy. I know how your business runs. You are like, you go on little sleep.
Yes.
How do you manage as a woman? How do you manage all these hats? That sometimes I feel you have to wear multiple hats at the same time.
Yeah, honestly speaking, I just get it done. I focus. I try my best to focus. I have a really, really, really strong support system.
Right.
So I get a lot of help as it relates to my son.
Yes.
But other than that, like, I plan, I focus. I have to write things down all the time. Like, my phone does not have any more memory because I'm always writing something on my phone. So it's about planning, focusing, and my support system, to be very honest.
So I want you to use this opportunity to reach out to persons who want to be part of this JCI organization.
Right.
Who is interested in what your mandate is and helping advance your mandate. This is your opportunity. This is your time to plug your organization.
All right. So JCI Tobago has a number of opportunities that can appeal or catch the eyes and the attention of a lot of young people, right? We have, like I said, trainings, socials. So it's not just, you come and you sit down and you listen to a boring thing, and 90% of the training's not boring, right? We do things on parliamentary procedures.
Oh.
We have.
So I hope to see JCI come to the chamber one day and have a nice little debate.
Listen, Abby,
that was a plug
I will
right
reach
there.
out to you.
That was a
I
nice
will reach
little
out to you
plug.
before the end of the day because I need to plan my stuff.
Yes.
Right? The next training that we have this month, which is on the 16th, is effective meetings, and that would be facilitated by our board advisor, who was the president at one point and was the past president for the West Indies board, Miss Brittany Romeo. No stranger to Tobago updates.
No stranger to Tobago.
Right? So we have that coming up. So anybody who would be interested, whether you are within the age group 18 to 40 or outside of that, we have accommodations for both over 40 and under 18. You could reach out to the JCI Tobago Instagram and Facebook pages. You can send us an email at jcitobago@gmail.com, or you could reach out to any one of us who would have been on the board, who are on the board, right? Myself included. To become an actual member, we have a criteria as is shown on the screen. You must attend a General Assembly meeting. You must chair or co-chair or be a part of a committee. Attend the trainings and socials, because we want to see that you are actually interested before you become an actual member. And you have to pay membership dues. The membership dues are $400 for the year.
Okay,
so
that's
not
affordable.
Yeah, and then you can ask for a payment plan.
Yeah,
where you could pay $200 now, $200 later. It doesn't matter.
Nice. Well, Darian, I would like to say thank you for being part of this interview. Thank you for allowing me to be your host this morning. Tobago, we just had an interesting conversation with Ms. Darian Phillips, entrepreneur, Vice President of JCI Internal. And we'd just like to say thank you so much and continue doing you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Tobago, continue to share that live, share the live, share the live.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable. Mamai Lakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
How it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below. this is your show. More, live more.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. Women host, women guests, women all week long in focus. And the theme for 2023 for International Women's Day, Embrace Equity, Embrace Equity. Our guest this morning is the CEO of Re-Engineering Wellbeing Consultancy. She is Cassandra Powder. She's the author of her book, Survived, the Autobiography. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Rhea. It's good to be here.
It's good to have you on our program this morning, Cassandra. It's my pleasure to have you here, particularly to talk about this book. Now, we had you on quite recently, different issue, but today we're talking about your book. Let's get right into things. I Survived. Why did you feel the need to write a book? And you tell us about what it is you survived.
I survived domestic violence. I survived debt. I survived stagnancy. I survived losing myself and forgetting my mission as a woman of God, and a range of other things. I survived, and I'm grateful to be here today.
And why did you feel the need to write the book? Why not? Because I mean, you can talk. You're an excellent. You've been given the gift of gab. I mean, you sing. I've known you. In fact, before this book, I know Cassandra. The name Cassandra Powder was synonymous with singing, ministering. But now, author. Why did you feel the need to write the book?
I needed to write a book because the information was quite potent for the next generation, and especially, I call it this generation. It took a lot from me because I was ashamed for a lot of years, because everybody know Cassandra out there singing, quite calm, anointed, and everything else. But what was going on behind the scenes to really, as they call it, stir up the engine, to give Cassandra what was necessary to go out on a stage and deliver what God would have her deliver. No one knew. So it was important, after I healed, to come to the forefront and let other people know that it is important to understand your history. It is important to listen to the elders, listen to their stories, and to so ensure that the red flags that they would most likely tell you that they have been through, to try to avoid them.
So this is what, is it a testimony? How would you term the book? Is it a testimony? And let me tell the viewers here, I just mentioned to her, now I have a copy of this and I've read the book. And there were points, even by the second chapter, the first chapter sort of warmed you up to this is who you are. But by the second chapter, my jaw was on the ground. My jaw was literally on the ground because you started talking about some of what you'd been through, and I just found it, because you look at the Cassandra Powder that you know now, and the thing is, not that you're masking, but to know that you've been through all of this and you're still alive to tell the tale.
Well, I can tell you for sure how I survived all of that is in the book is through worship. Through worship and through going deeper and deeper in the realms of the spirit and grasping to the source of my strength non-stop. That is how I survived. Everything that is in that book, I survived.
who was your inspiration? Who inspired you, even as you were writing?
My children. It was important that my children will have, I call it a handbook, right? Because I am soon to start the next volume of that book, right? It's 3 parts. And my children were my greatest inspiration because the choices that I made, a long life journey, I don't want my children and my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren and generations to come to have to walk the walk that I walked. So it was important for me to document. And I always tell people, my mother went to the grave with so much wealth. And I made a decision, you know, along the way and everything that I've been through. You know, the prophets would come, you need to write. When they ministered to me, you need to write this one. Along the, you know, a lot of people came, you need to write. But as I said, I couldn't write because I didn't want people to see that part of me. I didn't want people to know that part of Cassandra. I want to encourage teachers, educators, Bible schools, social services. It's not that I want to make money, but you need to get that book.
They need to get a copy. And I'd say parents, parents who are having challenges with their children. And that was what you said to me when you gave me that copy of the book. You said, you pronounced that, I don't know if you remember. Ria, I'm praying that this book, you don't remember, do you? Ria, I'm praying that this book is going to help heal the relationship with your children. That is going to bring healing to the situation. And I'll tell you this, it caused me to see things in a very different light. All right? I'm not going to, you've got to get yourself a copy. That's what I'll say to you. You've got to get yourself a copy of the book. Now, even as your children were inspiring you, were there points in the book when you felt that you were being a little too raw, too real for them? Were you able to handle some of what you'd been through, telling them about it, how they view you after as mommy? Was there a concern?
Before I went into the last phase of that book, I called my children and I told them, I said, here's what. This book needs to be written and published and you know, people need to get it. And I told my children, I said, this is what is in the book, that is what is in the book. My daughter still has not read the book because she calls me crazy, right? So she still has not mustered up the strength.
Good morning.
She still hasn't mustered up the strength to read the book as yet. Neither Joshua, but Marvin.
Marvin read the book.
Marvin read the book. And he has been silent still. He has a greater, appreciation for his mother.
Mommy, yes.
Right? But I had my concerns before I published a book. One of the things that happened along the journey, I had to go back to my children and apologize. One by one, I had to apologize because writing the book was very therapeutic for me. I had to visit or revisit experiences that was not so nice. And I remembered that if my children understand or read this part of it, right, and see how it connects with things that they would have been going through because of my fallout as a parent, I called them, I put Joshua to sit, called Candice, I said, listen, I am apologizing for the hurt because some of the things that we do, we're not even aware, the friends that we keep, the voices that we listen to.
Who has our ear.
The habits, that's right, the habits that we adapt. We don't understand as parents that we bring predators into our children's lives. And I had to apologize to my children. So yes, they say I'm crazy and everything else. My children is just watch me now and just shake their head. That's about it.
Cassandra, was there a point in documenting where you felt as though this would never materialize? And let me just I want our cameraman to just pick up a nice shot of the book here. This is the book here. I Survived. This is it here. Doesn't she? Yeah, I got it straight. I got it right there. I Survived, an autobiography by Cassandra Powder. All right. Was there a point when you felt as though this would never happen?
Yes, to some extent, because I have been writing and jotting down for about 3-4 years or something like that, and watching at it and saying, "You mad? Cassandra, you're going and tell people that? You understand how would they view you?" But as I said, healing is so important, and part of healing is getting past pride. And God had to get me past pride for me to understand that my experiences is not for me alone. My experiences is for other people to get over, to transcend. You understand? For other people to develop and mold into what God has designed them to be, powerful men and women of destiny. So, yeah.
Let me just read a little portion here from chapter 1. I vividly recall that as early as 5 years old, my ability to see beyond the natural realm had been activated. I would see dark spirits enter a room, and no one else could see them but me. At that time, I thought there must have been something wrong with me, and I felt alone because no one ever believed me. I had no idea, however, that what I had and still possess to this day was actually a gift from God, and that He would later use for His glory. Now that just that excerpt there, viewers, takes you down a path into some of what God allowed Cassandra to see even as a child, not knowing then that was going to be the beginning of purpose on her life. I guess you didn't tell them first, no one would believe you. They'd think you were crazy.
Mm.
And they'd find a home for crazy kids to send you off to ship you off to.
Sometimes I would tell my mom, I say, "Mommy, look the man there."
And there's
look,
nobody
and
there.
He said, "Sandra, stop it, shut up. You always seeing something." I said, "Mommy, but look the man, he coming." And I would be burying my head in my mother's lap because I'm seeing the thing there. I'm seeing the creature there.
Where can persons get a copy of this? Where can persons get a copy of this book, Cassandra?
It's available on Amazon in hard copy and ebook, and also it's also available at Educators up by Tambourine Square, and at Books and Offices Supplies upstairs Rena's. It's also available.
All right, let me say here, get a copy of this and purchase one for a friend if you can. Purchase it for a friend, all right? It's an excellent gift to give someone. So I want to thank you for being on the program with us this morning.
It was my pleasure being here.
And as you said, Volume 2 will be coming soon?
God's willing, before the end of the year.
Wow, sooner than we thought.
Yeah.
Well, all the best to you, to your family. Definitely. So I guess we'll see what the rest of the year holds for you.
Definitely. So
All
thanks
right.
again.
Thank you so much. Viewers, wow, lots more coming up on the program. Abby Taylor, my guest host, is going to be back with us just after the break. So share the live, share the live, share the live.
Welcome to Limache Parfait Day Spa, your urban oasis and wellness center. Our services includes massages, treatments, facials, pedicures, weight management, detox programs, and much more. Call us today at 624-1452 or 720-7474. Trinidad locations and Bonacore Tobago at 273-7772. Let us treat you like the VIP you are.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival fever. Book your passage and come on over. going from place to place, Good morning.
Viewers, welcome back this morning, and even as we welcome you back, we're getting ready to say goodbye. But to my guest host this morning, Abby Taylor, presiding officer of the Tobago House of Assembly, we'd like to get her thoughts on what the morning was like for her, sitting on the other side of the table. What was it like?
Prefer being a host rather than a guest. So that's kind of like
now we know.
Inkling for me to come back as a host.
I think so. So we're gonna have her back with us, definitely. Yes. But you enjoyed your morning.
I loved it. I'm usually not a morning person. So kudos to you, Rhea, for doing this. Getting up so early in the morning. But it was nice. Thanks for having me.
It was our pleasure, and we'll definitely have to have you back again.
I would appreciate that so much.
All right. So now, viewers, she can now have her passport stamped. She's now a part of the Tobago Updates family. Yes. All right. But thank you again for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Rhea, for having me.
Our pleasure.
Can I just give a little shout
Definitely.
Out? Because Miss Marilyn Spence-Schofield is somebody very dear to my heart. I would just like to say happy birthday. To my children who should be in school by now. I know this morning you all have no backpack but a backpack school. I don't know how that works.
Okay, I know those days. Good.
So
good.
my son carried a mop bucket to school today.
That's right.
As a school bag.
Right.
Good job, Bali. And his teacher, Natia, another lady leading the front, leading the charge in education, Natia Job, and her teacher, Miss Khadijah Williams at Tiny Fanatics. Good morning. And all the staff at Assembly Legislature, of course.
Definitely. And your message to women the world over on International Women's Day?
I don't think that there's anything we can't do. So let's keep on doing what we do.
That's right.
Yeah.
We got it going on.
We have this. We got this. There's nothing that we can't do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think that's an excellent note to end on. And I say thank you to all of viewers. Julian, you will miss this entire week. I'm excited for Monday, Julian, because you're going to be back with us. You better be back with us. All right, so have a great day at Tobago and all of you viewing. And we will see you. I know we head on over to GMT with Adana Combi. Okay, Candice is not going to be with us for a couple of days. So over to GMT with Adana, and we will see you on Monday. Blessings. Bye-bye.
Bye.
After over 6 decades of existence, the TWCU Credit Union has opened a branch in the sister isle Tobago. It was long in coming, but it has finally reached. This credit union was formed to accommodate and facilitate low-income families who needed a means of saving. Now, TWCU is expanding into Tobago. This milestone is being celebrated for bringing a 27th credit union to the island.
The establishment of this member-owned cooperative institution provided an opportunity for low-income members to save and obtain credit to meet their needs in an era when they were unable to have easy access to banks to meet financial needs.
For some time, due to the increase in membership and growth in status, there have been several requests from members. It is our hope that this new facility will serve as a catalyst to attract new members, particularly youth members. By the same token, it is an opportunity for members to invite relatives and friends to become members of the society. In addition, now is the time for inactive members to revive their membership status to be fully active.
Today, the fact that we are here within the first quarter of 2023 to open this branch is a very positive sign for the economy of Tobago at large. Tobago in and of itself has had a very long and beautiful and successful story with the credit union movement. Congratulations on this milestone. Congratulations on having this office as a forerunner to celebrating your 73rd year in business. That's quite a lot of years.
The TWCU Credit Union is located on the second floor in the Port Mall in Scarborough.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your life can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Yeah. Hey. Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and...
This is your news in 90 seconds. 35 single mothers in Tobago benefited from the device and grants through National Self-Help Commission. The Digital Foundation donated the devices, while the Self-Help Commission distributed the grants. Minister of Sport and Community Development Shamfa Kojo stated that the distribution commemorated International Women's Day and the Self-Help Commission's commitment to supporting women in vulnerable positions, noting that it allows them to achieve equity in technology. The minister stated that this simple act could encourage women to participate in virtual learning programs while balancing their needs for their families. In some entertainment news, tickets for Tobago Jazz Experience go on sale today. The weekend of much more than music begins with gospel concert on Thursday, 20th April at the Shore Park Complex, with tickets costing $300. Tickets for Speyside Jazz on Saturday, 22nd April, cost $300 for general admission and $500 for VIP admission. While the venue for the International Night on April 23rd is still to be confirmed, there are 3 ticket tiers. Admission to the greens costs $300, the grounds $500, and VIP admission is $1,200. Tickets are available at several locations around Tobago, Trinidad, and online via WeTix website. And nationally, Trinidad and Tobago signed a memorandum of understanding for a new trade agreement with Jamaica. The agreement allows the free flow of goods and services in the food and beverage, construction, chemical and cleaning products, and business and professional sectors. The signing took place yesterday at the Hyatt Regency Hotel, where the Trinidad and Tobago Minister of Trade and Industry, Paula Gopi-Schoon, and Jamaica's Minister of Industry and Investment and Commerce, Orbin Hill, both present. That was your news in 90 seconds. And we continue to celebrate women as we focus on International Women's Day that took place on Wednesday. And here at Tobago Updates, we've been celebrating our women in different industries. And what we have noticed is that there are so many engineers in Tobago. I did not even know that there are so many female engineers in Tobago. And my guest today is one of the same. She wears many various hats, and she's also an engineer. She's also certified as an engineer. Today with me is Ms. Jasia Ibrahim. Welcome to the program. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So just tell us a little bit about yourself, because I know that, as I said, you wear so many hats. Yeah. You are an engineer by profession. You are also the president of the Tobago Rotary Club. You're also certified in event management and project management. So this is women doing their thing in the space and representing themselves. So tell us a little bit more. What do you think about the fact that there are so many female engineers in Tobago? I did not know. I am so proud. And I feel as if our women have done really well. I mean, there's so much more we can do. And once we allow it and once we give ourselves the opportunity, that we can do so much more. How do you feel about being a part of this whole, movement of engineers in Tobago?
Actually,
it's really something that when you sit down and think about it, you know, we are a very small percentage in the grand scheme of things. Growing up, I had one example of what a female engineer was. So for me, from a very young age, I knew that I was possible, but I was still one example. Outside of that example, at that point in time, you know, we didn't have social media, we didn't have all these things. So what your world was like was what was exactly right in front of you. And that one example, which was my neighbor, luckily I was fortunate, you know, she really was my role model. I don't even think she knows that. Right? Because
She knows
it was,
now.
it was simply me looking at somebody in safety boots and in a hard hat going out to work and realizing that I'm only seeing men doing this thing, and this is this female doing this, and I just kind of wanted to be, you know, be like that.
With this, because traditionally, what we know women as, women in the world of work, what we know them as is in the business suits and the stilettos and the little makeup and your handbag on your side and you're heading off to work. So seeing somebody in this, outfitted in this way, going to work as a woman, of course, would pique your curiosity at a tender age. So I understand where the influence came from. I understand. And neighbor, thank you so much. Josiah is now a certified engineer and she's representing us here in Tobago. Added to that, you are also the president of the Rotary Club of Tobago. Tell us a little bit about that and how it feels to be a female president.
Okay. Well, actually, originally I'm from Trinidad. So I moved to Tobago in 2012. And that is 11 years now. So when I moved to Tobago, I would have joined the Rotaract Club, which is the youth arm of Rotary, and naturally progressed as I got older into the Rotary Club. And this year, actually, it's the first year in 117 years internationally that we have the first female president of Rotary, which is Mrs. Jennifer Jones. So I am very happy to be in the year that as an international organization, we created history, because for 117 years, there have only been male presidents. And in Tobago itself, we've had a number of female presidents previously. So I'm just very proud and happy to be a part of that.
Of course, it's an honorable title to hold. And what are some of the responsibilities that you hold as president? What exactly is the Rotary Club and what are your responsibilities? And how do men respond to your responsibility as the president?
Okay, so as the president of the Rotary organization, so first of all, we're a non-profit organization. And we basically focus on many areas of community service, basic literacy, disease prevention, the environment. So there are a number of areas that we place focus on. And in Tobago, there are two Rotary clubs. There's the Rotary Club of Tobago and there's the Rotary Club of Southwest Tobago. So we are an organization that is open to volunteers. So it's a volunteer organization. Male, female, it doesn't matter the background. As I said, we have Interact, which is the youth in schools, so that's 12 to 18. Rotaract, which is 18, and they've now, previously it was up to 30, so they've now expanded that a little because they realize, you know, some people want to stay in that sort of organization a bit longer. And then we move into Rotary at I would say 35 onward. So we do a lot of projects throughout the island of Tobago. Recently did a wheelchair distribution for 40 recipients in Tobago. So we do a number wherever there's a need, we come in. In terms of men, actually, funny enough, Rotary was a male organization.
Yes, that's what I remember it being,
the 70s, right? So in the 70s, they would have advocated for women to join the club. And of course, we add our perspective and we add our voices. We add a little magic.
Touch, touch, of course.
Right? And now it is actually in our club, it is actually 70% female.
Wow.
70%
Listen, man.
So we are not trying
We love you all. We love you all.
We're not trying to outweigh, but we are trying to get that balance. And we always are open to having that more males in the club, to have that equity, that equality, that balance, because I think we work hand in hand. You know, and we definitely are open to having more volunteers join.
True. So just say, you know, I mentioned earlier that you wear so many hats. Engineer,
president. You're also certified in project management and event management. What are some of the projects that you worked on that you felt proud about at the end of it?
Okay, well, in my profession as an environmental engineer, I work at the Division of Health. Under public health, projects under public health with regard to waste management. So I also work at the Study Park Integrated Waste Facility, which is dominated by males. Very, very interesting, you know, personalities that you have to deal with. And I actually have a lot of fun working with that group. And a lot of people don't know that Tobago actually is the only engineered landfill in Trinidad and Tobago.
But what does that mean? Before we move forward, I need to understand, what does that mean?
Right, so it means, usually people say, you know, you go to the landfill, you go to the dump, but we actually have an engineered waste facility, which means that the way that we manage and deal with our waste is in an engineered manner. We have engineered cells. We line, you know, we prevent pollution by lining the soil with materials. So it's a process that we follow when we deal with your waste. And people always say, you make this sound so interesting.
I know, I'm drawing, I'm drawing.
You make this sound so interesting. So we facilitate field trips, we facilitate site visits, and the students are always amazed when they come to Studley Park and actually see the process that we follow. And we're very proud when we go to Trinidad to do presentations because they actually seek advice from Tobago with regards to setting up engineered landfills in Trinidad.
So for all you school teachers, all you organizers of groups, community groups, whatever you have, listen, plan a field trip. And take me with you because I want to go. I want to see how this is done. It's something I never thought about.
Yeah, you wouldn't just.
I wouldn't even think about
where
does my waste really go? You know, how is it processed? Like, you know, so it's an interesting thing to learn.
So I'm very proud of that, and as well as being in the initial group of persons that would have brought TRRI, which is recycling depot, to Tobago. So we worked for years on bringing that to Tobago. So that is one of the projects I'm really proud about.
Right, me too, because when it was introduced, I was like, oh, finally, because it's something that is absolutely necessary. As environmentalists, environmental engineer, it's an important thing to preserve our environment, because when you see how our waste destroys our environment, it's really appalling. So I'm proud of you, girl. I am so proud of you as a woman in male-dominated industry. Tell us a little bit about your affiliation and involvement in events.
Okay,
because I know you from where I know you from primarily is on the event scene, right?
Yes. So sometimes when people see me, they say, "Okay, which hat you wearing today?"
Right, because you wear so many and so gracefully, you know.
Yes, thank you. So I have always been somebody that has always been very organized, always organizing something from small. You know, you have a birthday party, you're organizing that. And I would have attended Bishop Anstey High School, Port of Spain. And when you go to that school and you take up responsibility, they give you responsibility.
Right.
So from house captain, organizing march past and all these different things. Naturally, when I went into UE, I got involved in events at UE. So that just continued. It was always something that I was passionate about. It was always something that people said I was good at because I was just doing what I love. So I decided, you know, let me put some effort into this. Let me learn about it a bit more. So I would have done event management. And you know, when you have to work.
Say I would have done event management. You are certified, right, in event management. And of course it shows because, as I said, I know you from the event scene. And all of the events I know you to be involved in, I find them to be of noteworthy standard, you know. So congratulations. And again, it's something to be proud of, you know. And our women who are coming up, it's really good to see that this program has embraced our women and acknowledged and recognized that we need to celebrate women, not just on one day. We need to celebrate each other every single day, you know, and we need to support each other and continue to promote each other's passions and goals and support as much as we could. So I'm really happy that I had the opportunity to speak with you, to speak with other young women in the in different industries as we celebrate International Women's Day. The theme this year is Digital, Innovation and Technology and Equality, Gender Equality. What do you think about the theme and how is it relevant to the industry that you work in or the different industries that you are affiliated with?
Well, it has made things a lot easier.
Yes.
It has made information a lot more accessible. So especially for engineering, you know, we sit with, we do maths, you have to do tons and tons of formula manually, you know, do all these different things. And now you have so much programs and software where you just input calculations and it works everything out for you. So it makes things a lot easier. As I said before, I did not have access to information or when I was growing up in terms of social media or even seeing those examples. So now you have Instagram pages dedicated to female engineers. You have pages dedicated to anything possible, anything possible. And you can create that feed. You can curate that feed that, you know, in terms of what you see growing up, what you're interested growing up. You could Google anything, you could YouTube anything. I mean, engineering is a solution-oriented sort of field. And I mean, you could go on YouTube any sort of solution and try to figure things out. So it has really made things a lot more easier and information a lot more accessible. Yeah.
Well, JCI, it was such a pleasure talking with you, JCI.
Yes.
It was such a pleasure. I've mispronounced your name for so many years. So
a lot of people, that's
JCI. It's JCI. It was such a pleasure speaking with you this morning. And viewers, remember to share the live, share the live, share the live before we go to a break. JCI, is there anything you'd like to say to anyone listening this morning, especially our young women, as they begin to pursue their career goals, their family goals, whatever goals they have? What word of encouragement would you have to give to a young woman looking at us this morning?
I would say, you know, be yourself.
Right.
Your contribution is priceless. When you're in spaces where you feel intimidated or you feel like you don't belong, just show up. You know, show up, speak in rooms that you may be shaking, you may be afraid, but your contribution is priceless. Your voice needs to be heard, and give your contribution. Be confident within what you know, because you know the same thing that everybody in the room knows. Even if you don't know, don't be afraid to ask a question. You know, so just make your presence felt, you know, and that confidence develops over time. You're not going to wake up one day and it just magically, you're the most confident person in the room, but it's something that you work on every single day.
Thank you so much, JCI. And you heard it. One of my mentors always said to me, a closed mouth is a closed destiny. So speak up in places that matter, and you never know who might be listening to you and what opportunities can be presented to you. We take a break now, but I encourage you to share the live, share the live, share the live.
I say, thanks a favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power. We are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers. We are melanated one.
We live where you vacation. Come let we go, come let we go. Come let we go to sweet Tobago. Come let we go, come till you know. Come find your soul in sweet Tobago. Come let we go, come let we go. Come let we go to sweet Tobago. Come let we go, come till you know. Come find your soul in sweet Tobago.
Welcome to Limache Parfait Day Spa, your urban oasis and wellness center. Our services includes massages, treatments, facials, pedicures, weight management, detox programs, and much more. Call us today at 624-1452 or 720-7474. Trinidad locations and Bonacord, Tobago at 273-7772. Let us treat you like the VIP you are.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival fever. Book your passage and come on over.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there, down in Tobago.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tapago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tapago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tapago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tapago's at your service.
Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Advertise with Tobago Updates. Call 284-6597. If you have a small or large business, we can get your information in front of the masses. Reach our rapidly growing viewership on Facebook and YouTube. Promote your brand in Trinidad and the Caribbean through M&E TV Now and Gayel. Yes, we can build unique ads for your business. Call now 284-6597 and advertise with us. The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denasia. Let's go, go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawn.
Welcome back, viewers, and we continue to celebrate International Women's Week. And our next guest is joining us via video chat, and her name is Ms. Leanne Lazarus. And today she's been speaking about diabetic eye screening that is taking place in Tobago. Is Leanne there?
Me?
Right, we're not hearing you, Leanne. You need to put your mic on. Is your mic on?
Yes.
We can hear you now.
Okay, great.
So, Leanne, tell us a little bit about the free eye screen, the diabetic eye screening that is going to take place in Tobago. Tell us a little bit more about it. Tell us about yourself and the organization that you are representing.
Okay, so the purpose of us coming to Tobago is we want to provide the free screening that we currently provide in Trinidad. This would be about our third year coming to Tobago. We usually come twice a year. So our hope is to get diabetic patients to come to the screening so that we can identify any diabetic changes early enough so that they can seek treatment within Tobago by the doctors that reside there, so that they could be proactive with their eye care.
Right, and what's the name of the organization?
It's the Trinidad Eye Hospital, and we're partnered with the Diabetes Association of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, and where is the screening taking place?
So we will be in Bon Accord at the Canaan Senior Activity Center and Mason Hall at the representative for that area's office.
Okay, and how long have you been involved in this drive, in this campaign for eye care?
So I have been a part of this screening program since the beginning. I've been doing it for about 10 years. It's a very interesting field. It gives me a lot of pride to be involved in it. I don't think we as Trinidadians take being proactive with our health very seriously. So that's very much the center of what we try to do, to teach people that, especially with illnesses like diabetes, you need to be very proactive, check your eyes once a year, make sure your health is maintained well, so that anything that's happening within your body, you identify early enough so that you maintain your quality of life. Because a lot of people tend to wait until everything is going wrong, and then sometimes it's too late.
Correct. And you raise a very important point there, saying that we need to take our health more seriously and not wait until it's too late. It's better to catch anything early so you could deal with it. You know, you could intercept and deal with it earlier so that it doesn't get to the point of possibly no return, you know. So I really think it's something that we really need to adopt more. I've seen improvement over the years, but it's something we need to adopt more, taking particular attention to our health, because I mean, we only have one life and we start off 100% healthy, but as we continue to get old and some of the certain foods that we eat and some of the events we participate in, and you know, they take a toll on our body and our health. So it is really important for us to place, you know, priority on our health, especially eye care, because your eyes are the doors to your soul. I mean, for me, I know if I lose my eyesight, I would be very uncomfortable. I would be like, feeling my way around. It's not the way I want to live my life. You know,
it's a big loss because you lose your sight. There's depression, there's independence loss, there's a burden to your family. There's a lot that people don't necessarily think about. And I just want everyone to be more present and aware when they think about their health and they think about the choices that they're making, because it's going to affect you in the long run.
You know, as parents, our kids, when they want the sweets and they want all these snacks, and we feed it to them because it keeps them quiet, or we have them on the screen time all day, they're on this tablets or whatever, and it's drawing out on their eyes and stuff like that. So, you know, we really need to pay more attention to our lifestyle. It's actually a lifestyle change and a lifestyle habit that we have to adopt to ensure that our health is in good standing, because it's better to, I mean, some people talk about, oh my God, it's so expensive to maintain good health. But what they don't know, it is more expensive to be unhealthy, to be sick, because yes, you have to buy, like, eat the fruits and the vegetables and make sure your diet is good, that you exercise, you probably join a gym, but you could walk up the hill, you could do other things that are cost effective, because it does cost more in the long run. Even if it doesn't cost more financially, as you said, you lose your independence. You know, have to depend on a family member, you have to depend on a carer, and emotionally it can take a toll on you, because, you know, when you're used to doing everything for yourself and you have to depend on someone, it really strips you of that self-confidence, right? We're celebrating International Women's Day, and the theme this year is digital, innovation and technology and gender equality. How do you find this theme relative to your industry and your interactions as a woman in general?
I think in terms of a woman in science and the medical field, I think I've been very lucky to have the people who came before me, my managers, my past managers. I was very lucky to have women who were in that position, who encouraged me, who pushed me to certify myself, to study, to be better. So I have never felt like it wasn't possible for me to develop into somebody who could make a difference. So for me, it's all about giving that back to the people who come after me. So I just want women to know they can do anything. It's all about your attitude. You need to focus on what makes you happy, and you go after it 100%.
Improved your interaction in your field? Because I know, you know, even this very interview right now is obviously done through technology. How has technology helped you to advance your career or your practice?
Right. So the screening is somewhat new. So it's technology based. It's the use of fundus photography and an online system which allows us to examine images that are captured. So it's based on a system that's used in the United Kingdom. it is a gold standard across there. So that's our aim, to bring it to Trinidad and have it throughout the country. Because we don't really know what the situation is. And we have this technology, we have these advancements that can help us. And it's all about, like I said before, people being proactive and knowing, I'm not going to wait. There is this great program that can help me. There are doctors who are willing to assist me. Let's go do it.
Awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard there's a eye screening in Tobago. It's free of charge, correct?
Yes, it's free of charge.
And it's at the Mason Hall. Remind the viewers again.
It's at Mason Hall at the, I believe it's a Yana Web's office. You could correct me if I'm wrong. And also at the Bonaccord Senior Activity Center.
It's on the 16th at Mason Hall and the 17th in Canaan, right? And for further information, you can call 607-3288, correct?
Yes, correct.
Further information, call 607-3288, and it's by appointment only. So you need to call quickly to secure your appointment, to ensure you get your screening done, so we can assess the state of your eye health, right? Thank you so much, Miss Lazarus, for being here with us this morning. Thank you so much for sharing the information with us, and also for encouraging women to, step up, that they can do anything, and that technology is not that scary. It's actually very helpful, and it can help us to progress in our lives in general, in our professions, in our careers, and in our social and family lives as well. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. You've heard it, so call the number to make your appointments for your eye care examination, to assess how far your diabetes has progressed, or if you have diabetes or not. We're going to a break right now, and we're asking you to stay with us, come back with us after the break, and remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Mamai Lakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now, 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
Welcome to Lamarche Parfait Day Spa and Wellness Center, your premier spa experience located at Bonaccord, Tobago. Visit us today for facials, cellulite treatments, body contours, body treatments, pedicures, manicures, and much more. We have gift cards for all occasions and corporate events. Connect with us on Facebook at Lamarche Parfait Day Spa or call us 273-7772.
Never ever worry.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better this is your show. More, live more.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard, I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denise.
Welcome back to Tobago Updates. Good morning, Tobago. We continue to celebrate women because we're celebrating International Women's Day. And we're speaking to women in various industries and fields across the globe, right? And we have spoken to engineers and all different types. And this morning, our next guest, Miss Jamil Charles, she's here to talk about her industry and a program that is being hosted by her club. Miss Charles, welcome to the program.
Welcome. Good morning again.
Right. Thank you so much for joining us today. So tell us a little bit about yourself and about the camp. The group, your club is called North Stars Academy. Right. So tell us a little bit about the academy, your role in the academy, and what is upcoming for you guys.
Okay. Hi again, viewers. My name is Jamil Charles, and I'm currently the coach, the female coach for the North Stars Academy, alongside head coach Devon Smart. So Devon reached out to me, like, let's say a year and a half ago, after he created a club, and he started off with the boys only. And since I was from that area, many people don't know I'm from the village of Lansfommy.
Okay.
Right? Far up in the north.
Right.
So
hence the name North Stars.
Yes, exactly. So he reached out to me and said, well, you know, I have a club and I would like for you to be the female coach to be around the girls so we could bring out someone else like you from the village or from the area. And I was really excited. And after about a year of consideration, I took on the role.
Right. I mean, how does it feel to be approached to be an influential person for young ladies in your community? Because Lansfommy is a very close-knit community, right? So to be approached by a male, seeing the value in you, it must make you feel really good, right? To know that you are considered a good role model for the upcoming young ladies in the area.
Yes. Correct. And it has been really good for me so far, right? Being able to come out of the village as the only female footballer and reach as far as playing outside, getting a scholarship and stuff like that. And I would really love to have not just one or more young girls like myself.
Right, and that's why you've been given the opportunity now to make that impact on them so that you wouldn't be the only one. And I like the fact that you want to actually replicate yourself in your community and to put Lansfommy further on the map of Tobago so people can know, listen, we're small, but we talawa, right? And what is the number of females or the percentage of females that you coach in ratio to the guys? Do you have many girls coming out to the club?
We have a few. Well, you know, as we all know, the north side is a bit more smaller communities, right? So we have a few there, let's say about 20 to 30 girls.
Well, that's a lot.
Yes. We cover the entire north side, like Mason, Castara, Moriah, those villages.
Right.
We have a few, and so far, Coach Devon has been really great. With the amount of people coming out and the parent support also.
Right. So where is your training ground? Where do you train?
We train at the Masonol grounds and then we train also at the Blood Bay grounds.
Okay. So how many times a week?
Let's say about 2-3 times a week.
Okay,
yes.
Good. and the girls are committed and they come out to
Yes,
training.
yes.
Right. And you said the parents are supportive, which is very important because, you know, it takes a village.
Exactly.
It takes a village. So that's very good. So tell us about the camp that is upcoming.
Well, the camp we have upcoming, there's a coach, Kenny Hills. He usually comes from the US every year, right? So what I came up with, Devon, this year, instead of him coming for vacation, let him see a bit of what we can give him and for our club also.
Right, so you see he's jumping on the opportunity there. So
yes.
I thought when you said he comes every year, I thought you meant he comes every year for camps,
right,
like yours. But the fact that you use the opportunity to create a camp, and I hope it's something that can be done annually, so that people can continue to benefit from it. Is he like a scout or something?
He's not a scout, but he's a U.S. coach from Minnesota. And I spoke to him on Tuesday, and he was really interested about the camp, interested in seeing me at the camp. And this can also be an opportunity because this is how I was also recognized.
Right.
I just went to a Christmas camp, and I never knew of Dwayne De Rosario, a Canadian national player. And I went to the camp for the week, and the next month I got some calls, and I was off to the US for tryouts and then a scholarship.
Wow.
So I really intrigue parents and ask parents to please send out their kids. You never know what opportunity lies.
Exactly. Send out your children to the camp. Tell us what day is the camp, what time, how can we register, is there a fee, what can we expect?
Okay, so the camp is on this weekend. I know it's kind of short notice, but it's on this weekend at Mason Hall and also at Bloody Bay. Right, it's from 9 to 2, but registration starts at 8. Right, so if you haven't yet registered your child, you could do it at the grounds, but just be there at 8 because the camp activity starts at 9.
And what if I want to register my child today? How do I make the registration today?
Okay, well, today you can just contact either of us, head coach Devon Smart at 325-3351 or myself at 463-2605, and we'll get you the registration forms. It's a small fee of $20. Right, and also they get a jersey upon registration.
Okay, awesome. That's really, really awesome. So if you're looking for something for your kids to do this weekend, there we have a camp, only $20. Sometimes we spend more than that. If they stay at home, they want, mommy, I want this, daddy, I want this, mommy, I want this. Send them to some place that will be beneficial to them. You never know who can spot them. As Miss Charles said, she went to a camp and she was spotted and she was offered a scholarship. Right? She was offered a scholarship. She was offered an opportunity to have an international experience. So you never can tell what will happen. So don't let this opportunity pass you by. Now, you know, we're talking about International Women's Day, and the theme is all about technology and innovation and gender equality. How have you integrated technology in your coaching? Like, how has it helped you to develop your programs and stuff like that?
Well, technology has really influenced me because, you know, nowadays everything is phone, YouTube, Google, everything like that. And some stuff from becoming a coach and going through training processes and stuff, we had to do a lot of research.
Right.
Right. And currently I'm with the TTFA, CONCACAF, aligning females to the C license coaching course. Right. And we have been doing a lot of research, and I never knew football had so much of theory.
Right.
Right. So I had to do a lot of research and see, you know, I had to watch videos and all stuff like that. So it has been really beneficial to me now, not just because when I was a player, I was just playing, but now moving into a coach,
yes,
it has a lot more than just playing the game.
Right. So you see, technology is practically a way of life. It's integrated in the way we communicate with each other, the way we live. I can't think of any situation in life where you don't integrate technology in the way you operate. We're here today, technology is doing it for us. And we're seeing so many women rising in the place of technology, even creating apps and doing stuff like that as well. So, you know, it really is a fitting theme as we progress into the future years, right? What kind of information or motivation would you like to give a female thinking about joining a football club or playing football or any sport for that matter, but primarily football because you're a football coach? Tell me what you want to say to your younger self and also to a female thinking about joining a football club.
To me, I'll just say, do it. They'll say, oh, football is for boys. Football, you have, you know, because the female body has different parts.
Right.
So they will say, oh, you may get injured this way or that way. But I say just go for it because I had those doubts. People had those doubts in me also. And as I said, I just went to the camp and I was offered a scholarship. So I just say go for it. If you have a keen excitement when you play it, just do it. You never know.
Yeah, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Take any opportunity that presents itself. So you will never know where you're going to end up. Don't allow opportunities to pass you by, right? That's what you're basically saying, you know. Forget about the negative part. Yes, there might be injuries. Women might be injured, but men too, and they still play. And it's an opportunity for you to make something of yourself, to establish yourself, establish your name, and to put your island and country on the map, right? So there's international recognition for you as well and for your country giving back. So, Ms. Charles, again, remind us about the registration, the numbers that we can call, and the location for the 2 camps, and what days are on in which area.
Okay, well, the camp is on this weekend, the 11th and the 12th. On Saturday, it will happen at the Mason Hall grounds from 9 to 2. And on Sunday, it will happen at the Moriah grounds, 9 to 2 also. If you haven't yet registered, you can do the registration at the grounds at 8 a.m.
And what is the age group? We didn't talk about the age group. What age group are you catering?
The age group, we're more catering for like 5 to 15, like under 15, right? But the females are open because, you know, there are less females trying to come out to play football. So we try to open up the female age group.
Okay, because I was just about to ask if the camp is for females only. So it's both boys and girls.
Yes.
Right? So you heard it, the age group is 5 to 15 for boys, and for girls, they try to open it because, of course, less girls show interest. So if we close off the age group, then we'll have less. So we open it up and allow more girls to come in. And you can contact Coach Devon and Coach Charles. The numbers to call are 325-3351 or 463-2605. Thank you so much, Ms. Charles, for joining us today. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, we are celebrating International Women's Day. So I'm just going to take a few seconds to talk to our women in Tobago primarily, because this is a Tobago-based channel. But we also want to reach women in the Caribbean and beyond. Just to tell you that you are celebrated, you are special, you are loved, and you can do anything that you put your mind to. Remember, a closed mouth is a closed destiny. Speak up for what you believe in. Try something at least once. Even if you fail, at least you've had the experience. We celebrate you all. We love you all. Happy International Women's Day for the entire week. And this is where we end Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. I am Adana Kambi.